Welcome to my videos and my blog. In this time, I'm going to talk about the NFL 2024 season, week 17 prediction. Tomorrow we'll start the NFL 2024 season with the two games in the Christmas Day. Remember that this is the first time that the NFL will play in a Wednesday since 2020. Remember that this time, the NFL played because there was a COVID. Remember that there was a COVID, and some of the players were sick. So this will be the second time in 4 years. So this is something strange. But the NFL is trying to play in all days. Remember that in this season, the NFL has played in Monday, Wednesday, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, in the beginning of the season in Sao Paulo, and in Thanksgiving, in the Black Friday day, Saturday and Sunday. So the only day that the NFL hasn't played and won't play will be the Thursday. So like the last 16 videos, I'm going to talk about the games that will be played, and I'm gonna to give my prediction. So let's start. Tomorrow is a special day because tomorrow will start the week 17, and because tomorrow is Christmas Day. So tomorrow the NFL will have two games where the week will start with the one of the best games, if not the best game of the week, where my Pittsburgh Steelers will receive the Kansas City Chiefs there in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and 13 o'clock Eastern time. Remember that the last week my Steelers lost against the Ravens by 17-point difference, and they missed the opportunity to win the AFC North. And the Kansas City Chiefs didn't have any problem and defeated the Texans by 12-point difference. In this moment, the Chiefs clinch a spot to the playoffs. So the Steelers and the Chiefs need to win the Chiefs won the AFC West, and they need to win only one game to clinch the number one set in the AFC. In this moment, they are the best team the best record in the league, and the Steelers need to win the last two games to win the AFC North. If not, they are not going to win it. So I think that this will be an interesting game because the Chiefs are the favorite team to win a game by third consecutive year. They are the reigning champion team. So I think that this will be a close game because the game will play in home. But I think that unfortunately the Chiefs are a better team, and because Patrick Mahomes is playing, I think the Steelers are going to lose this game by more than 7-point difference. And tomorrow's second game, the Houston Texans will receive the Baltimore Ravens there in Houston. The Houston Texans will receive the Baltimore Ravens there in Houston, Texas, and 16:30 is 30 start time. The last week the Texas lost against the Chiefs, and the Ravens defeated the Steelers, and for that reason the Ravens clinch a spot to the playoff. In this moment, the Houston Texans, even with the loss, they won the AFC South and they qualified to the playoffs. And the Ravens have the same record as the Steelers, 10-5, and they need to win minimum one game and wait that the Steelers don't win both games to win the AFC North, and the most probably they're going to win it. So I think that this will be a close game, but in the end, the Ravens are better team. So I think that the Ravens are going to win this game by more than 7-point difference, and they will get the first place in the AFC North. And the next Thursday, we'll have another game when in the Thursday Night Football, the Chicago Bears will receive the Seattle Seahawks there in Chicago, Illinois, and 2015 Easter time. The last week, the Bears lost against the Lions by 17-point difference, and the Seattle Seahawks waste another opportunity, and they lost in home against the Vikings by 3-point difference. In this moment, the Bears are eliminated, and the Seattle Seahawks are going to be eliminated because now it's very difficult to qualify to the playoffs. In this moment, they are they are one game behind the Rams that in this moment are in the NFC West, and they need to win the last two games to wait that the Rams lost one game to win the NFC West and qualify to the playoffs. This looks very difficult. That happened, but I think that the Seahawks are better team than the Bears, so I think that the Seattle Seahawks are going to win this game by 10 or more point difference, and they will return to the victory. And the next Saturday we'll have 3 games. Where in the first game, the New England Patriots will receive the Los Angeles Chargers there in New England, Massachusetts, and 13 o'clock Eastern time. Remember that the last week the Patriots play a great game, and they put in troubles the Bills, but unfortunately they lost by 3 point difference. And the Chargers come back where they were trailing in the halftime, and they defeated the Denver Broncos to clinch a spot to the playoffs. In this moment, the Patriots are one of the worst team in the league, and they are eliminated, and the Chargers clinch a spot to the playoffs, and they are going to play again in playoffs. So I think that the Chargers are better team, and I think that the Chargers won't have any problem to win this game, and they will win this game by more than 14 point difference. Remember that this is something that I have been talking, that when a West Coast team travel to the East Coast and play in the 13 o'clock Eastern time, they always battle a lot for the different zone. Where I think that the Chargers are better team than the Patriots, and the Chargers are going to win this game. And one of the best game, and this is a zone implication in the playoffs. The Cincinnati Bengals will receive the Denver Broncos there in Cincinnati, Ohio, and 6:30 Eastern time. The last week the Bengals didn't have any problem and defeated the Browns by 17 point difference, and the Broncos missed a very great opportunity to clinch a spot to the playoffs. They lost by 7 point difference, and they put in risk the qualification to the playoffs. In this moment, the Cincinnati Bengals are in the hunt to enter to the playoffs. They have a 7-8 record, and the Broncos have a 9-6 record. The Bengals need to win both games and wait that the Broncos lose both games to qualify to the playoffs, and the Broncos need only to win one game to qualify to the playoffs. So this will be an interesting game. I think that this will be a very close game, and the most probably this game is gonna to be defined in the last play of the game. So I think that the Bengals are gonna to win this game by 3 or 7 point difference, and they're gonna to put more emotion in the last week. And the last week, sorry, and in the Saturday last game, and in a divisional game, the Los Angeles Rams will receive the Arizona Cardinals and Inglewood, California, and the SoFi Stadium in 2015 Eastern time. Remember that the last week the Rams traveled to the East Coast and defeated the New York Jets by 10 point difference, and the Cardinals lost against the Panthers in overtime. What a shame, and they were eliminated from this score. Remember that the Rams are leading the NFC West with a 9-6 record against all the odds, and they need only one victory to qualify to the playoffs. And the Cardinals were a deception, because in the last week of the November they were leading the NFC West. So remember that this will be the second game of the season, where in the week 2 the Cardinals did a surprise, and they defeated by 31 point difference the Rams, and they humiliated. So I think that because it's a divisional game, this will be a close game, but in the end the Rams are better team. So I think that the Rams are going to win this game by more than 10 point difference, and they will qualify to the playoffs. And the next Sunday we'll have the rest of the games, where we'll have a 6th game in the 13 o'clock Eastern time, where the first game will be a divisional game, where the Philadelphia Eagles will receive the Dallas Cowboys there in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Remember that the last week the Philadelphia traveled to Washington D.C. and they lost against Commanders by 6 point difference, where they play better. They were a better team than the Commanders, but they couldn't handle the victory, and they lost they lost this game when Jalen Hurts got injured. He entered to the concussion protocol, and he returned to the game. And the Cowboys were eliminated because the Commanders defeated the Eagles, and even that they defeated the Buccaneers in the Sunday Night Football. So the Cowboys were eliminated. They don't have possibilities to enter the playoffs, and the Eagles in this moment have are leading the NFC North with a 12-2 record, 12-3 record, and they need to win this game to win the NFC East, and they clinched a spot to the playoffs 3 weeks ago. So also they have still possibilities to win the number one seed in the NFC, but this looks very difficult because they need to win the last two games, and where the Lions lost two games, both games, to win the number one set in the NFC. It looks very difficult, but not impossible. So remember that this will be sorry, this will be the second game of the season between these two teams. Where in the week 10, the Eagles didn't have any problem, and they defeated and humiliated the Cowboys by 28-point difference. So I think that this time won't be difference. I think that Jalen Horn is going to return to play. So I think that the Eagles are going to win this game by more than 14-point difference. In another game, another divisional game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will receive the Carolina Panthers there in Tampa Bay, Florida. Remember that the last week the Bucs waste a very great opportunity where they traveled to Texas and they lost against the Cowboys surprisingly by 2-point difference, and they put in risk the qualification to the playoffs. And the Panthers did a surprise, and they defeated the Cardinals by 6-point difference in overtime, and this provoked the Cardinals were eliminated. In this moment, the Panthers are eliminated, and the Buccaneers now they fell to the second place in the NFC South. And so now the Bucs don't control his destiny because they need that the Falcons lose the last two games, and the Buccaneers need to win the Buccaneers need that the Falcons lose one game in the last two games. If no, they're going to be eliminated. But if the Falcons win the last game, the Buccaneers are going to be eliminated. So remember that this is the second game in the season between these two teams, where in the week 13 the Buccaneers defeated the Panthers in overtime by 3-point difference. So I think that this won't be different. I think that the Bucs are going to win this game by 7 or more point difference, where I think that they're going to be eliminated because the Falcons are going to no. I think that there are going to be still possibilities because the Falcons, I think they are going to lose. In another game, in another divisional game, the the Buffalo Bills will receive the New York Jets there in Buffalo, New York. Remember that last week the Buffalo Bills battled more than what expected, and they defeated the New England Patriots by 3-point difference. And the Jets again lost, this time against the Rams in home by 10-point difference. This is the same that had happened with the Jets in most part of the season, where they play a very great football in the first half, in the first three quarters, where they take the advantage of the game, but they couldn't handle. And in the last in the last quarter is when the rivals reacted and they won the game. So remember that the Jets were eliminated like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and the Buffalo Bills clinched a spot to the playoffs like 3 weeks ago, and they won the AFC North. So remember that these two teams play in the week 6 in the Monday Night Football, but in a close game, the Buffalo Bills defeated the New York Jets by 23-20. So I think that this won't be another close game. I think that the Bills understand and learn what happened the last week against the New England Patriots. So I think that the Bills are going to win this game by more than 14-point difference. In another game, the New York Giants will receive the Indianapolis Colts there in New Jersey, and the MetLife Stadium. The last week, the Giants traveled to Georgia, and they were humiliated by the Falcons, where they lost by 27-point difference. And the Colts had an easy game, and they defeated the Tennessee Titans 38-30. In this moment, the Giants are eliminated, and they are the worst team in the league. And the Colts still have possibilities to enter to the playoffs. It looks very difficult because they will need to win his last two games, and wait that the Broncos don't win both games. It looks very difficult and very impossible to qualify. So I think that the Colts don't have any problem, and they will win this game by more than 10-point difference. In another game, in another game, the New Orleans Saints will receive the Las Vegas Raiders there in New Orleans. Remember that the last week or yesterday, The Saints were shut out by the Packers, where they lost by 30-point difference, and the Raiders did a surprise and defeated the Jaguars by 5-point difference, and they could a 10 losing streak. In this moment, both teams are eliminated. Both teams are one of the worst teams in the league. So I think that the Saints won't have any problem. They will win this game by more than 10-point difference. And in another game, the Jacksonville Jaguars will receive the Tennessee Titans in Jacksonville, Florida. Both teams are eliminated. There is not much to talk about this game. The Jaguars traveled to Las Vegas last week and they lost against the Raiders, and the Titans traveled to Indianapolis and they lost by 8-point difference. So there is not much to say about this game. I think that the Jaguars are going to win this game because they will play in home and they will win this game by 3 or more point difference. And remember that in the week 14, the Jaguars defeated the Titans as a away team. And the games that will start in the in the second shift at 16:05 and 16:25 Eastern time. The first game, the Cleveland Browns will receive the Miami Dolphins and Cleveland, Ohio. The last week, the Cleveland traveled to Cincinnati and they couldn't compete and they lost by 18-point difference, and the Miami Dolphins defeated the 49ers by 12-point difference for still have possibilities to enter to the playoffs. Remember that the Browns were eliminated like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and the Dolphins still have possibilities to enter to the playoffs, but they need that to win the last 2 games and wait that the Broncos and the Colts don't win the last 2 games. So it looks very difficult and very impossible to enter to the playoffs. So sorry, I think that the Dolphins are going to win this game by more than 10-point difference, and they will still have possibilities to enter to the playoff, but very small. One of the best game of the week, if not the best game, sorry, in a divisional game, the Minnesota Vikings will receive the Green Bay Packers and Minneapolis. Remember the last week, both teams won their game respectively. The Vikings traveled to the West Coast and they defeated the Seattle Seahawks in the last minutes of the game, 27-24. And the Packers didn't have any problem and defeated the Saints 34-0. They shoot out, and this was their free shootout of the season. In this moment, these 2 teams clinch a spot to the playoffs. In this moment, these two teams are 2 of the best team in the league. But the Vikings are in the second set in the NFC North, and the Packers are in the third set in the NFC North. So the Vikings still have possibility to be the number 1 set in the NFC. It looks difficult, but not impossible, because they will have to win the last 2 games and defeat the Lions in the last week. And the Packers don't have any possibility to to win the NFC North. So remember that these 2 teams face in the week 4, where the Vikings travel to Green Bay and defeated the Packers by 2-point difference, where you can see here the score, but the Vikings dominate the Packers. So I think that this will be a very close game, but in the end, I think that the Vikings are a better team. So I think that the Vikings are going to win by 3 or 7-point difference. And in the Sunday Night Football, we'll have a very great game where the Washington Commanders will receive the Atlanta Falcons there in Washington, D.C. And 2020 Easter time. The last week, both teams won their games respectively. The Commanders come back where they were trailing by 13-point difference in the end of the third quarter, and they defeated the Eagles in the last minutes of the game. And the Falcons didn't have any problem and defeated the Giants by 27-point difference. In this moment, both teams are in the playoff and they control its destiny. The Falcons, because the Bucs lost against the Cowboys in the Sunday Night Football, the Falcons are in the first place in the NFC South and they control its destiny. So if the Falcons win this game, they're gonna to qualify to the playoffs, and the Commanders just need 1 victory to qualify to clinch a spot to the playoffs. So I think that this will be a close game, but in the end, the Commanders are better team than the Falcons. So I think that the Commanders are going to win this game by more than 10-point difference, and they're going to clinch a spot to the playoffs. And in the week, we'll close the next Monday, when in the Monday Night Football, the San Francisco 49ers will receive the Detroit Lions there in Santa Clara, California, in the Levi's Stadium in 2015 Easter time. Remember that the last week before they play, the 49ers were eliminated because the Commanders defeated the Eagles and the 49ers lost against the Dolphins by 12 point difference. The 49ers are one of the deception of the season because I didn't expect it that they were going to be eliminated and the way and how bad they play the football. And the Lions in this moment are the number one set in the NFC. They have a 13-2 record, but even they clinch spot to the playoff. But even that this looks very well, they haven't won the NFC North because the Vikings and the Packers have been playing a tremendous football. So the Lions, they still can lose to win the NFC North and the number one side in the NFC, where they need to win the last two games to win the number one set in the NFC. So I think that the Lions will want to take revenge of what happened in the last NFC championship game, the last January, where remember that the Lions dominated the first half, but in the second half, the 49ers come back and defeated the Lions and travel to the Super Bowl. So I think that the Lions will want to take revenge and the Lions are going to win this game by more than 14-point difference. So in this video, I got my prediction about the games that we will play this week. Let's see how many games I am right in the end of the week. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have any comment or suggestion, you can write me in any of my social media platforms. So see you next video. Gibran.